Alright, so what we're going to do tonight is show you a little bit of how to trim brisket. I've had a couple emails about how I do it and how you should do it. There's numerous videos out there to watch. It is kind of a short video, not tremendous detail because it's all personal preference on what you want to do. But it does go over how I do it and a few things that I do and what to look for. So I hope you enjoy this. Little technical difficulties with the video, but overall I think it'll get the point across. If you have any questions or anything, please don't hesitate to email me and I'll get them answered for you. Thanks again. Alright, so what we're going to do, I always start on the meat side. That's just my preference. But what I like to do is I'll start by cutting any loose edges off here to start with, and then I move right into the hard fat. So right here we can see this super hard fat not going to render down. So what I do is I'll just take my knife and start cutting away. And like I said, this is a whole packer brisket, so this is going to have both the point and the flat on there. So we'll just start cutting. And I get as much of this hard fat out of here as I can. It is not going to render down whatsoever. Not going to be pleasant to eat or anything like that. So as you can see, I just start cutting and then I pull it with my free hand. Try to leave some of the meat there, and you can see right in here when I start getting down to the meat is when I'll take my knife and I'll come at it from the other direction. Okay, so I can still see plenty of hard fat here, so I'm going to keep trimming in this area right here, working my way toward the center of the brisket. And don't be too shy. You'll be able to see once you start doing this, where the meat is and where to follow. So like I was saying, I cut right down to the center of the brisket. You can feel inside there where that fat is, and it almost just pulls right away as you're cutting. So your knife will follow right down in there. And then I just keep pulling back with my free hand. We did try a new store for the briskets because we were getting a few of them. Can't say that I'm overly happy with what the briskets look like, but at this point it is what it is. So we're going to make it work. We're just going to cut as much out of here as we can, and we'll season them up good, and we'll cook them low and slow as we go. So you can see right in here, this is where the point and the flat are. So you can see how the fat just kind of peels right off of there. And right in here is where we start to get some of that meat. So we will leave that. So what I'm going to do now is, I got one little spot here that's still a little hard for my liking. So we'll trim that up. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the brisket and I'm going to spin it. Get a better look at it from this side. So I can see that I got the hard fat down here. So I'm going to do the same thing. Go right along the side here. Cutting down. And what I like is I like to leave, I don't know, about a 1/4 inch, I'd say, of fat on my briskets. Personal preference. Some people like a little more, some people like a little less. So you can see on there that I did get some meat, but that's okay. Not doing any competition on this or anything. So So we're going to keep going right along here. I'm going to round my edges, make it a little more aerodynamic. Alright, so now I'm going to kind of turn.
That is touching the table.
Turn it a little bit. Got a nice chunk up here that I'm going to cut off. So a lot of this is personal preference, and like I said, there are tons of videos out there. I do have this little hunk right here that that'll probably just burn off as we go, so I'm gonna cut that off.
That's amazing. That's amazing.
Yeah, we'll throw that away. Not even gonna mess with it. So now I'm gonna flip the brisket over. And if you see some seasoning on here, like I said, I am doing 3 briskets tonight, so that's some seasoning left over from the first brisket I did. Switch knives here a second.
Do you want me to go sharpen that one once you're done?
No, sorry.
There's just a lot of fat on that.
So this right here, you can see as I'm squeezing that's all coming out. All that will not render down.
Don't hit me with it.
So we'll just start cutting right in here. Yeah.
Oh, that looks like salmon. Sorry, it looks like salmon though.
Yeah, plenty of hard fat on here that we're gonna be cutting off.
Sorry, I just wanted to get a good angle.
Okay, so now I'm gonna start cutting this way.
Sorry, just had to cough. Oh, I wish I had someone to itch my legs.
Alright, so we cut a lot of this big hunk off here. So now what I'm going to do is just start working my way right back toward myself. Cut some of this fat off here. You know, there is plenty of fat on this one. I will tell you that. So I'm going to start working my way up here now. You can leave as much or as little as you want on there. So I'm getting to the point where I'm a little happy with it. I think I got. I'm gonna trim this edge up right here so you can see some loose edges. And like I said before, a 1/4 inch is what I'm shooting for. You know, everything that you leave on, it should render down if you do it correctly, and that's all going to add flavor. You got this flap right here. You know, there's definitely sections where there's a little more fat and a little less fat, but the preference is all yours.